All right, Craig Morgan here with PHNX Sports, here with Dallas Eakins, longtime NHL coach in Melbourne, Australia. So let's start there, Dallas. How did you end up down here as a part of the Global Series?
Well, it's a partnership between our Coaches Association and the NHL. So both myself and Paul MacLean were asked to come. We came on the Coyotes charter and then immediately jumped on a plane to Sydney, where we interacted with some local coaches, hockey coaches there. Then made our way to Melbourne, and today we've probably got 40 or 50 coaches in there, where we're putting on a little mini clinic and really applauding. It's been really inspirational. The coaches here are like pure passion, trying to drive the sport, not making a living at it, but really trying to develop the kids. And it's been an amazing journey so far for us.
Can you tell me a little bit about the format of what's happening? I saw some people in the auditorium, but what does the entire program look like?
Well, today's it's been really simple. I've been talking more about the coaching philosophy, the culture part of it, and the processes I go through to build those two entities. This afternoon, I'm talking about player development. Paul got more on the technical side. He was going over power play stuff. Right now he's in there doing a lot of face-off stuff. So we try to hit both sides of it, stuff on the ice, stuff off the ice. And it's been really interactive. And I go back to like the just pure passion of the coaching to drive a sport in a country where it's not the biggest sport, and their real desire to make these kids better.
Will you get on the ice for any part of this trip here with anyone?
No. Okay. I'll be at the practices tomorrow. Paul will be there. We're going to take some coaches over there as well. Watch the practices, answer any questions. I'm going to try to get down and see the coaches, just connect with them. I haven't seen some of them in a little bit, and then enjoy the game. It's been a great trip. I've never been to Australia. Yesterday, I hopped on a plane to Brisbane super early in the morning. I spent a good part of the day with a rugby team there, kind of going through best practices, trying to learn anything I can. Spent some time at the University of Queensland there. They have a whole coaching department there as well. Early this morning, I was with a rugby team here. So doing lots of, it's been fun with the hockey coaches. It's unbelievable to be asked to represent the NHL. The league's been very good to me. But it's also an opportunity to dive into some other sports where I've always been super curious on their cultures, how they're coaching, how they're managing. Yeah. So it's a good time to get educated as well.
So that leads me to the question I wanted to ask you. I'm sure you've been involved in coaching clinics on some level in your past, but have you ever done this internationally before?
Yeah, actually, a month ago I was in South Korea, and kind of the same thing. So it was IIHF event. And what was interesting, first time ever that I was at a clinic that had different levels of it, but I had nothing to do with the on ice. I was there to coach international coaches, and again, I can't even tell you how inspiring it is that these people from countries where hockey is not their number one sport, that they are trying to drive the sport, trying to drive development, trying to be really great for these kids who do have a passion for it.
From a teaching standpoint, it's different, obviously, if you're in Canada or the U.S. or one of the European hockey-playing nations. How does it change? How does the instruction change when, I'm sure these guys know the sport, but like you said, it's not front and center like it is in some of those other nations?
Yeah, well, the things I'm talking about here, they are really they transfer well. I could be talking to a bunch of rugby coaches. I could have business leaders in when we're going through culture, philosophy, development. It's very transferable. So, it's a real mindful approach. It's a real players first approach that I take. So there not much changes. Where Paul's going through the power play and the some of the face-off stuff, he's done just an incredible job of really simplifying it. It's very interactive, where you can ask any question you want in there, he's doing a great job of answering those questions. But it's amazing how many Canadians or Americans we're running into who are coaching here and who live here. So it's just not all Australians, but 90% of them are.
Aside from the pure passion that you've seen so far, what else have you learned about Australian hockey?
Just that they're crunched in a number of ways. Ice time's a problem. Some facilities have closed. There's a real battle for ice time, and with that comes you have to have great discipline on how you're going to manage your ice and how you're going to teach. And so it really humbles me for things that in my life, my whole life, that I've really taken for granted. There's always been ice. As an NHL head coach, you keep the ice as long as you want. Our facilities are out of this world. And then to see these coaches going, I don't know if I can get my team on the ice next week. I don't know if I can get ice. But instead of packing it in and quitting and I'm going to go do something else, they dig in deeper. They lean in more. And so that's been my real huge take, is just the absolute desire and grittiness to get better no matter what.
Last question for you. From a personal standpoint, why are you doing this, and would you like to do it some more?
Yeah, you know what? This is what fuels me. I really love talking about, and I always tell everybody, this is my process. This is what I believe in. This is where I come from a players first, mindful perspective. I'm not saying I'm right, but you may be able to take something from it. And I think if you really break down, at least for me, why I coach, it's two things. I want to serve and I want to inspire. That's it. So to be asked by the Coaches Association, to be asked by the NHL to come in here, grassroots, maybe have a positive effect on some coaches, their federation, whatever it is, that's kind of the payback. I just feel like I'm giving something back personally to a game that has given me much, and there's been people in my life in hockey that have taught me a lot. So I think it's necessary and it's required to give back.
I like the jersey, by the way.
Jersey rocks.
Dallas, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us. Really appreciate it.
All right.